welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm Jason, your host, and as always, I'm joined by my wonderful co-host, Julia. Hey, Julia, how are you today?
Hi, Jason. I'm doing great, and I'm really excited about today's episode. We're going to talk about something that many English learners don't realize is possible learning English without books.
That's right. Most people think that you need textbooks, grammar drills, and long study sessions to learn English. But today, we're going to show you that you can improve your English naturally without relying on books at all.
And the best part? It's fun, practical, and something you can do every single day without feeling like you're studying.
Exactly. So, if you've ever struggled with traditional learning methods or felt bored with textbooks, this episode is for you. Stick with us until the end, because we'll be sharing some amazing tips that can completely change the way you learn English.
Plus, we have some real-life examples, fun techniques, and a few surprises along the way. So grab your headphones, get comfortable, and let's dive in.
So, Julia, let's start with a big question. Why should someone even consider learning English without books? Aren't books the traditional way to learn?
Great question, Jason. Books can be helpful, of course, but they're not the only way to learn. In fact, many people struggle with learning from books because they focus too much on grammar rules and written exercises instead of real communication.
That's so true. A lot of learners get stuck in a cycle of studying, but not actually using English. They spend months memorizing vocabulary and grammar, but when they try to speak, they freeze.
Exactly. That's because speaking and listening are very different skills from reading and writing. When you learn without books, you focus more on real-life communication, which is what actually helps you become fluent.
Yeah, and let's not forget, many people simply don't enjoy studying from books. They find it boring, time-consuming, or difficult to stay consistent.
Right. And learning should be enjoyable. When you use alternative methods like listening to English, watching videos, or having real conversations, you learn naturally just like children do when they pick up their first language.
That's a great point. Babies don't start learning their first language by reading grammar books. They learn by listening and repeating what they hear. And adults can do the same with English.
Exactly. Plus, learning without books gives you more flexibility. You don't need to carry heavy textbooks everywhere or sit in a classroom. You can learn anytime, anywhere on your phone while commuting, or even while doing daily activities.
That makes learning English fit into your lifestyle instead of feeling like a chore. And honestly, it can be a lot more effective because you're learning in a way that matches how people actually speak in real life.
That's why today we're going to share some of the best ways you can improve your English without ever opening a textbook. So if you've been struggling with books, don't worry. We've got you covered.
All right. So let's jump into our first method, learning English through real-life conversations. All right. So now that we understand why learning English without books is a great idea, let's talk about one of the most effective ways to do it, real-life conversations. Julia, why is speaking with real people so important?
Great question, Jason. The best way to learn a language is by actually using it. Think about it. When we were kids, we didn't learn our first language by reading grammar books. We just talked and listened to the people around us.
Exactly. And the more we spoke, the better we got. That's the key. Real conversations force you to think in English and respond naturally, which is way more effective than memorizing vocabulary lists.
Right. Plus, conversations help you learn in context. For example, if you're talking about food at a restaurant, you'll naturally remember words like menu order or delicious because you're actually using them in a real situation.
That makes so much sense. And speaking also helps with confidence. A lot of learners are scared of making mistakes, but the more they practice, the easier it gets.
Absolutely. And here's the thing, you don't need a teacher or a classroom to have real-life conversations. You can practice with friends, co-workers, or even online with language exchange partners.
That's a great point. And if you don't have someone to practice with, here's a fun trick talk to yourself. I know it sounds silly, but it really works.
Yes, you can describe what you're doing, like, "Now I'm making coffee," or imagine a conversation in your head. It helps you think in English and get comfortable with speaking.
That's such an easy way to practice. And if you want to make it more interactive, you can also use apps like HelloTalk, Tandem, or Speaky to chat with native speakers or other learners.
Exactly. And if you're shy, start small. Order food in English, ask for directions, or just say hello to someone in English. Every little conversation helps.
That's great advice. The key is to speak as much as possible, even if you make mistakes. Remember, fluency comes from practice, not from perfection.
Yes. So, if you're listening right now, here's your challenge today. Try to have at least one conversation in English, even if it's just a short one. You'll be surprised at how much you learn.
That's a great challenge. All right, now let's talk about another fun way to learn English without books, movies, and TV shows. All right, now let's talk about one of the most fun ways to learn English watching movies and TV shows. Julia, why is this such a great method?
Because it's entertaining and effective. When you watch movies and TV shows in English, you hear how native speakers actually talk. You pick up real-life expressions, slang, and natural pronunciation without even realizing you're learning.
That's so true. And it's way more enjoyable than memorizing words from a textbook. Plus, you can actually see how people use body language and expressions when they speak.
Exactly. And the best part? You can learn at your own pace. If something is too fast, just pause, rewind, and listen again. You can also use subtitles to help you understand.
That's a great tip. Speaking of subtitles, what's the best way to use them? Should learners always watch with subtitles in their native language?
Not necessarily. If you're a beginner, it's okay to start with subtitles in your native language. But as you improve, switch to English subtitles that way. You connect the words with their sounds and meanings.
Yes! And once you feel more confident, try watching without subtitles at all. It might be hard at first, but it really trains your ears to understand spoken English.
Right. And another fun trick is to repeat what you hear. If you like a phrase or sentence from a movie, pause and say it out loud. This helps improve your pronunciation and speaking rhythm.
I love that idea. And choosing the right kind of show is also important. If you're a beginner, don't start with complicated movies full of difficult words. Try watching sitcoms like Friends or The Big Bang Theory.
Yes, or even animated movies like Finding Nemo or Toy Story. They use simple, clear English that's easy to understand.
Great suggestions. And remember, don't stress if you don't understand everything. Just enjoy the show and let your brain absorb the language naturally.
Exactly. So, if you're listening right now, your challenge is to watch at least 10 minutes of an English TV show or movie today. Try to notice new words and phrases, and maybe even repeat some lines.
That's an awesome challenge. And now, let's move on to another powerful way to learn English listening to podcasts and audiobooks. All right. Now let's talk about one of the most fun ways to learn English watching movies and TV shows. Julia, why is this such a great method?
Because it's entertaining and effective. When you watch movies and TV shows in English, you hear how native speakers actually talk. You pick up real-life expressions, slang, and natural pronunciation without even realizing you're learning.
That's so true. and it's way more enjoyable than memorizing words from a textbook. Plus, you can actually see how people use body language and expressions when they speak.
Exactly. And the best part? You can learn at your own pace. If something is too fast, just pause, rewind, and listen again. You can also use subtitles to help you understand.
That's a great tip. Speaking of subtitles, what's the best way to use them? Should learners always watch with subtitles in their native language?
Not necessarily. If you're a beginner, it's okay to start with subtitles in your native language. But as you improve, switch to English subtitles. That way, you connect the words with their sounds and meanings.
Yes, and once you feel more confident, try watching without subtitles at all. It might be hard at first, but it really trains your ears to understand spoken English.
Right. And another fun trick is to repeat what you hear. If you like a phrase or sentence from a movie, pause and say it out loud. This helps improve your pronunciation and speaking rhythm.
I love that idea. And choosing the right kind of show is also important. If you're a beginner, don't start with complicated movies full of difficult words. Try watching sitcoms like Friends or The Big Bang Theory.
Yes, or even animated movies like Finding Nemo or Toy Story. They use simple, clear English that's easy to understand.
Great suggestions. And remember, don't stress if you don't understand everything. Just enjoy the show and let your brain absorb the language naturally.
Exactly. So if you're listening right now, your challenge is to watch at least 10 minutes of an English TV show or movie today. Try to notice new words and phrases, and maybe even repeat some lines.
That's an awesome challenge. And now, let's move on to another powerful way to learn English, listening to podcasts and audiobooks. Ready, Julia?
Let's do it.
All right, Julia. We just talked about learning from movies and TV shows, but there's another powerful way to improve English podcasts and audiobooks. Why do you think these are so effective?
Podcasts and audiobooks are amazing because they help you immerse yourself in English, even when you're busy. You can listen while commuting, exercising, or even doing household chores.
That's such a big advantage. Unlike reading a book, you don't have to sit down and focus. You can learn on the go.
Exactly. And another great thing is that you hear natural pronunciation, rhythm, and intonation. This helps you get used to how English is actually spoken in real conversations.
That's a key point. A lot of learners struggle with listening because textbook English is different from real spoken English. But when you listen to podcasts, you get used to different accents and speaking styles.
Right. And the best part? There are so many podcasts and audiobooks for different levels. If you're a beginner, you can start with slow and clear English podcasts. And if you're advanced, you can listen to native-level content.
Yes. And for those who love stories, audiobooks are fantastic. They improve your vocabulary, listening skills, and even your imagination, all at the same time.
Exactly. And here's a tip. If you listen to something and don't understand everything, don't worry. Just focus on getting the main idea instead of trying to understand every single word.
That's so important. Many learners feel frustrated when they don't understand 100%, but that's completely normal. The key is to keep listening regularly, and over time, your brain will automatically understand more.
Yes. So if you're listening to this podcast right now, you're already using one of the best methods to learn English. Great job.
That's right. And here's a quick challenge for our listeners. Find a podcast or audiobook in English today and listen to at least 5 minutes. Even just a few minutes a day can make a big difference.
Love that challenge. And now, let's talk about another great way to learn English using social media and online content.
All right, Julia. So we've talked about podcasts, movies, and conversations, but let's be honest, most people spend hours on social media every day. So why not use it to learn English?
Exactly, Jason. Social media isn't just for fun. It can be a powerful learning tool. There are so many ways to practice English with content on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and even Twitter.
That's true. And the best part? It's short and easy to digest. You don't have to sit down with a big book. Just watching a 1-minute video or reading a short post in English can help.
Yes, for example, you can follow English learning pages on Instagram or TikTok. They share quick grammar tips, new vocabulary, and even pronunciation tricks.
And let's not forget YouTube. There are tons of English learning channels out there. Plus, you can watch content made for native speakers, like vlogs, interviews, or educational videos.
Right. And a great trick is to follow English-speaking influencers, bloggers, or even comedians. That way, you see and hear natural English in everyday situations.
That's a great tip. Also, social media gives you a chance to interact in English. You can leave comments, reply to posts, or even join discussions in Facebook groups or Reddit forums.
Yes, writing comments is a great way to practice. And if you're shy, start small. Just write "great post" or "thanks for sharing." Then, as you get more confident, write longer comments.
Love that idea. And here's another trick. Change the language settings on your phone and apps to English. That way, you see English words every day without even thinking about it.
That's brilliant. It forces your brain to adapt. And don't forget, social media is a two-way street. You can create content in English too. Try making a short video or writing a post about your day.
Yes, even something simple, like tweeting one sentence in English every day, can help. The more you use English, the more natural it becomes.
Exactly. So here's today's challenge. Find one new English learning account to follow and leave a comment in English on a post today. It's an easy way to practice.
That's a great challenge. Now, let's talk about another exciting way to improve English traveling and immersing yourself in an English-speaking environment. Ready? All right, Julia. We've talked about using social media, movies, and podcasts to learn English. But what about everyday life? How can someone practice English in their daily routine?
Great question, Jason. The best way to learn English without books is to make it part of your daily life. You don't need to set aside extra time. Just connect English to what you already do.
That's so true. And one simple way is to think in English. Instead of using your native language in your head, try to describe what you're doing in English.
Yes. For example, if you're making coffee, say to yourself, "I'm boiling water. Now I'm adding sugar." It sounds simple, but it really helps.
I love that. And here's another tip: talk to yourself in English. It might feel silly at first, but it's great for building confidence. Just narrate your day, like, "Now I'm going to work. It's a sunny day today."
Exactly. And if you want to go further, try keeping a daily journal in English. Write a few sentences about your day before bed. It's a great way to practice writing and expressing your thoughts.
That's a fantastic habit. Another idea is to label objects around your house in English. Put sticky notes on your fridge, mirror, or TV so you see English words all the time.
That's a fun trick. And speaking of fun, you can also play English games on your phone. There are apps for vocabulary, listening, and even interactive conversations.
Yes, and don't forget about music. Listening to English songs and singing along helps with pronunciation and fluency. Try reading the lyrics and understanding the meaning.
Absolutely. Music is a great way to learn without feeling like you're studying. And here's one more idea. When you go shopping or cook a meal, try reading labels, menus, or recipes in English.
Great tip. The goal is to surround yourself with English in small, simple ways. So, here's today's challenge. Pick one daily activity and try doing it in English today.
I love it. Whether it's thinking in English, labeling objects, or singing a song, just make English part of your routine. The more you do it, the more natural it will feel.
Exactly. And now, let's move on to our final section, staying consistent and having fun while learning English. All right, Julia. We've shared so many great ways to learn English without books. But let's be honest, none of these methods will work if learners aren't confident or don't stay consistent. All right, Julia. We've shared so many great ways to learn English without books. But let's be honest, none of these methods will work if learners aren't confident or don't stay consistent. Right. And confidence is key. If you're afraid of making mistakes, you won't speak, and if you don't speak, you won't improve.
Yes, mistakes are part of learning. Every fluent English speaker made tons of mistakes before they got good. Instead of feeling embarrassed, think of mistakes as progress.
I love that mindset. And consistency is just as important. Even if you only practice for 10 minutes a day, doing it every day is better than studying for 5 hours once a month.
Absolutely. The key is small daily habits. Listen to a podcast, watch a short video, speak a few sentences to yourself. Just do something in English every day.
And here's a tip: track your progress. Keep a journal, record yourself speaking, or even set small goals like, I will learn 5 new words today. Seeing your improvement will keep you motivated.
That's a great idea. And remember, learning English should be fun. Don't force yourself to study in a way that feels boring. Find what excites you and enjoy the process.
Exactly. So here's our final challenge. Pick one small English habit and stick with it for the next 7 days. It could be listening to a podcast, speaking out loud, or writing 1 sentence a day.
That's a perfect challenge. And don't forget, stay confident, be patient, and enjoy your English journey.
Well said, Julia. And with that, we're wrapping up this episode. Thanks for joining us, and keep learning English without books. See you next time.
See you next time. Keep practicing and have fun.
All right, Julia. Before we wrap up, let's give our listeners some final tips to help them succeed in learning English without books.
Great idea, Jason. My first tip is, don't wait for the perfect moment to start, just start now. Even if you feel nervous, use the methods we shared today and take action.
That's so important. And my tip is, immerse yourself in English every day. Whether it's listening to a podcast, watching short videos, or thinking in English, just keep going.
Yes, and here's another one. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Every mistake is a lesson, so instead of feeling embarrassed, learn from it and move forward.
Exactly. And my final tip, enjoy the process. Learning a language should be fun, not stressful. Choose content and activities that excite you, and learning will feel natural.
I love that. So to all our listeners, here's your challenge. Pick one method from today's episode and start using it right now. Whether it's watching an English video, speaking to yourself, or commenting on a post, just do it.
Yes, and don't forget to subscribe to our podcast so you never miss an episode. Also, share this podcast with your friends who want to learn English in a fun and natural way.
That's right. And if you have questions or want more tips, let us know in the comments or on social media. We Ford love to hear from you.
Thank you for joining us today. Keep practicing, stay confident, and remember you can learn English without books. See you next time.
See you next time. Keep learning and have fun.